Hey YouTube, I warned you I was going to do this. So here is my Vulture bass, which I don't hate anymore. I wanted one of these for years, ever since I got the Falcon. There you can see the family heritage there. And you'd never see them. They're really, really rare, and when you do see them, they're thousands of pounds. So it was like, I was never going to get one. So what happened was I bought a red one. My pal got me in Denmark, a guy, Michael, who's mad into Daons and Washburns as well, and he picked it up really cheap for me. Even I paid the same again for import duty, and I still got it at a bargain price and postage. But I've noticed that in the case it's got that's the customs information, because this has got a Brazilian rosewood fingerboard on it. Yeah, so I noticed the difference. Yeah, so I thought it was a super rare red one. Never seen a red one before. The guy, in fair dues, he probably never really had a look at it. He picked it up for me. It might have even come in the case, now that I think about it. No, I don't know what. It didn't come in a case, because that case I got with the scavenger. Yes, so this was red. Badly painted terracotta red. This has got the wooden truss rod cover, the wooden cavity cover, and I've left it red as a reminder, which I'm going to cancel out because it's the same colour as the body, and it's made of wood. So it's when I started picking off the paint and sanding it down and stuff like that, I realised then below the paint it still had the Washburn logo on it. It doesn't have a serial number on it, or does it have a serial number on it? I can't remember. It does. 79. There's a 1979. It's got another serial number scratched on top of the original one, but the original one's still there. So this 79 Washburn Vulture, made by Yamaki, who made the Falcon there. This would be the bass version of the Hawk. So 3-piece neck through. That's kind of the difference, really, between the Hawk and the Falcon. Say it's a 5-piece, you can see it's got the extra stringers in the middle. So we've got the neck through with a big scoop here, which I would rather they hadn't filled that bit in colour wise, so you could see the stripe going all the way through, but it does. Standard fare. It's got big brass blocks, bridge on it, I suppose binding, tuners. Not really that interesting, I suppose, but when I was looking up, there's one of my favourite coolest bass player photos ever. If you type in Washburn Vulture, or even just Washburn wing bass, there's a black guy standing with this model smoking a fag, and it just looks cool as fuck. There's another version which has, this is just a single P bass. There's one that's got a jazz, does it have a jazz bass pickup in it? The neck moves on these. So see this one, this is the long neck version. I've made that up. Other ones I've seen, the neck kind of comes into here, so the whole bass is slightly shorter, and the bridge, instead of being here, is here. The scale length's the same, which kind of looks a wee bit different just when I'm used to looking at this one. There's also definitely I've got a feeling it's got 2 P bass pickups in it. So it's got a pickup here and a pickup here, but it might be a PJ. I think it's 2 P bass pickups though. Can't remember. There's not very many of them. They didn't make it for very long. It is quite heavy, I will give it that. Not overly heavy, and it's a little bit neck divey, but I mean it's not a Gibson Thunderbird, you know what I mean? It's like it wants to hang there, which is actually the same as the guitars. It's like maybe people want it to be horizontal. If that's what you're aiming for, then this is the bass for you. It sits horizontally, but I want it to sit like that. So that just means to swing it about a little bit. Got a hand carved top on it as well. Ash body. It'll just be an ash top as well. I've actually got this out. I'm taking this into. I'm depping for a blues band. Paul Gemmel's Black Magic Voodoo Band. Magic. I'll remember the name at some point. Black Magic Blues Band. Yes. So I'm taking this into the studio tonight. The guy made a funny joke. I think I mentioned this yesterday. He was like, "Oh, we play Fenders. Hope that's all right." I was like, "Up your high. I could bring a Fender, but I'll bring something better. So I'll take something fancy in." yeah, this was one that was actually, I wasn't sure whether it was going to make the cull or not, and now I think sufficient time has passed that I don't remember the 2 weeks it took me to polish it out, to take off the old paint. It had been keyed before that had been painted, so it was just cloudy nonsense. Just days and days of tea cutting, and it's now shiny. If you hold it up to the light, you can see it's not absolutely perfect, but I mean, the idea's there. So playing through the Marshall. Again, this falls into my I like P basses. All I need is a P bass pickup. I don't need anything else. So this is the one I would have chosen anyway. It's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Accurate sounding. Is that right? It's very. It's got the sustain thing going on as well. Basses don't normally sustain as long as that. Very clean is maybe what I was looking for as well. I don't mean clean and definitive, and probably really good for a blues band. I'm thinking that anyway. This might even make it into the Sabbath band, actually. I should. To be honest, it's heavy, and it doesn't actually quite fit in my gig bag, so I'd have to take the hard case, and if you take the hard case, it means I need to take another bag that's got like the pedals and the leads in it. Actually, the reason that I'm doing this is I'm actually setting myself a wee bit up early. I was getting ready. I'm going over to build a shed at Jen's house, and I had this in the car, and I was thinking, oh, I've still got another hour before I have to go, right? I was thinking there's a wee bit of a dodgy input jack on it, so I brought it in for some contact cleaner. Opened it up. I was all pleased. I managed to get the tuner pedal and the power supply into the case, and I thought, lead. Wouldn't that have been a good turnout for the first time trying out or not trying out, just depping for a band to turn up? Oh, I don't have a lead with me. Yeah, don't need to take very much in. I need a bass with a strap on it and a lead. The tuner, yeah, it'd be nice to have a tuner. Obviously, gonna give me an A off somebody, but yeah. Imagine turning up without a lead. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build up another lead. I've got plenty of leads lying about. I'm going to dig one out, make sure it's really good, and keep it in the car, in the glove box, so that I've always got a lead of some description for if this ever happens again and I forget to take one with me. I'm just so pleased I did that. But this might be the best looking bass in the world. I've kind of settled that I think that's the best looking guitar. The Falcon. If there was, they never made one, but if they'd made a Falcon bass, that would have been lovely. I don't know what they would have called it. I just think that's the prettiest guitar ever made. I'm not saying it's the best guitar ever made, because the best guitar ever made might be that Roadstar on the right, you can see. But it's just absolutely, that's got like that's a solid inch thick Brazilian rosewood top. Ebony fingerboards, brass everything, everything. It's just got the lot as the most luxurious guitar you can buy, pretty much, without being excessively silly. It's still a little bit subdued. It's not total bling fest. That's for the Eagle, but I don't know. I just think it's got it. It would have been nice actually if this had the ring inlays. Let's get a brass ring fretboard inlays. It would be nice if I have that on this, but I mean, apart from that. So, yes, so I'm just going to play a wee bit on it. Oh, I'm going to take the GoPro in as well. I might, I don't know whether the band will be happy with me videoing, so I'm just going to say so I can, listen back and see what I did wrong. I'm worried about overplaying, let's be honest. I was like, the bass lines are easy, so it should be alright. It's like, I'll try. It's kind of blues, so I mean, it's like, alright, pure. That kind of thing, no bother. Hard Not to Go. Yeah, so I'm going to have to. I think what I'll probably do is I'll play the songs, and then when it gets to the point of I think the song's nearly ending, I'll do that just to so the band can go like, yeah, yeah, fine. We know you can do that. Don't do it. Oh, that's right. Tina Turner died. Oh, damn it! I've not seen her for ages. I'd imagine she's probably old. She's obviously 80 something as well. But yeah, Tina Turner. She was awesome. I saw her in Hampden Park. I went to see John Fogerty, who was supporting her, and we ended up staying for I don't know the first half of the set or something like that because we were the plan was we were just going to be leaving at 9 or something. And we wanted to get a carry out in the shop outside, so we wait till 10 to 9, 10 to 10. But I mean, what banging tunes! I mean, she's played. I don't know. It's like wasn't really realizing I was much of a Tina Turner fan until we saw her live, and she came out and it was like, We Don't Need Another Hero, Goldeneye, Not Push City Limits, The Acid Queen, River Deep Mountain High, Proud Mary. You know, simply the best. That was her first 5 or 6 songs. You're just like, fuck's sake, and it was all just guitar solos and supreme rock. It was pure amazing. So much respect for her. I used to be able to play We Don't Need Another Hero. I stuck that on my Facebook today. I should be playing some Tina. I just can't think of any off the top of my head to play. I should if I give me 2 minutes before if I thought that before the video. But miss you, Tina. Count myself as one of your fans. More tone. It'll be interesting to see how I got on playing blues for that amount of time. I mean, the only time I ever really played blues is in these videos, and every time I didn't get a copyright strike for doing what was I playing with the Silvertone. The other day I played blues song, didn't get a copyright strike. Hey, it was like the last 3 times I've tried. I've got copyright strikes for, or not strikes, but sharing revenue or not able to monetize it because it's a cover version of some band I've never heard. One time it was the Kinks, a song I'd never heard, like from some live album in the 60s. It's like I was playing that, was it? Really? I must have just accidentally played the same bass line or something. I don't know how do you do the blues when it's kind of not saying it's all the same, but it's the same chords. So that's it. I got a couple of songs off the blues band guy, and it was like pure, maybe not always in the same key, but you know, it's pretty much that. Whatever that is that 1-3-5 or something? A, D. Then back to A, and then E, D, A. Start again. So I mean, it should be fun. it's just one of those things. I don't necessarily really like listening to the blues. I quite fancy being in it though. There might be some fun in it. I'm just going for the thinking. I really like Elvis in his Vegas years. You know, the sort of early 70s sort of thing, where you get Jerry Sheff on bass, and you can always hear him, and he's got like a whole orchestra type band thing going on. So I'm thinking that's what I'm aiming for, but I'll have to throttle it back a little bit. I don't think anyone really wants that level of bass playing, where it's just bass solo, go! And then the rest of the band play along with me playing a bass solo. But this bass is stunning. It feels very expensive, and I don't know, it's just accurate. I didn't use that word earlier on. I suppose, actually, to be honest, it feels like the guitar, apart from it's a bass. These things they probably lost money making them. That was the problem with these. They made them, and I think I don't think the company really realised what profit margins you're meant to get on a guitar. So when these came out, they were less than a Les Paul. And it's like, really? It's like, how could that be cheaper than a Les Paul? Because just look at the way it's built. It must cost, compare that to like a modern Les Paul standard, 5 times as much to build, 10 times as much, something like that, something stupid. Probably similar with this. I think maybe that's why they never bothered with the whatever the other bass would be in the higher up range, because there's only 2 basses in this range. There's the Scavenger, which is the bolt-on neck one, which is a cheaper. It's still amazing, but it's a normal bass. And then you get this Pure Ridiculous one, which is the through neck and hand carved and all that crap. I imagine it must have been expensive. That's why it didn't sell. I don't know. I mean, I've always had this issue. I've talked about it many times about basses generally being really ugly. There's not that many really pretty shapes. There's lots of pretty shapes of guitar, not really that many pretty shapes of bass. You've got I don't like the EBO. It's a horrible bass to play and sound, but they look amazing. The P bass, yeah. And then I suppose some of the sort of more obscure Japanesey ones I've got are but they're kind of just a P bass or a variation on a theme. This has kind of got its own thing, and it's probably my favourite shape of bass you can get, maybe. Probably not the most practical, as I said. I do like the Fender P bass because it sits more like this. This sits like that. I mean, I could probably just adjust. I could probably move the strap button to there, which would sort it. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to chop up a 1979 Vulture. So I mean, it's getting on a bit, but it was in very good condition, seeing as it was covered in horrible, brushed on terracotta paint for 30 years in Denmark. So what it's meant is it is nice and bright looking. Got a bit of a red to it, actually, doesn't it? Even though it is tobacco burst, is the proper term. I might change the knobs. The knobs are all right, but they're just round. I like the ones that have got notches on them, which are on this guitar. I don't think they're original to this guitar. I don't know, something about the notchy ones. The problem with the notchy ones is they're not cheap. You can pick up these, if you get them from eBay China. I don't know how much they are now, but I think it was something like 10. You get 10 for a tenner sort of thing, or 4 for a fiver kind of thing. But the ones with notches on them are a fiver each, and it's like, I suppose it's only a tenner on this bass, so worth it. But I mean, would I get ones that match this? Would I get creamy coloured ones or the gold ones? Don't know. Okay, so this is my wee 5-minute video on this bass. It really is so accurate and good. Yes, and I think I might be saying goodbye to the wee red bass. Yeah, that one I've been playing. I took it camping and all that. Just one of my favourite basses of all time. My pal, who I'm going to do fixing our garage, shed door, building a door. Last time when I was over, me and Scott did like the rest of her clad her shed, and while she was doing it, she painted a couple of guitars. She's an artist. She's going through, it's like what do you call it, a graffiti phase. And she did a couple of guitars. She actually gave me one before I even started. I was like, do you want this guitar? I got it at car boot sales up here. I'm going to paint it. It's up here. Yeah, paint it like She's like, do you want it for a bucky caster? I was like, yeah, yeah. She's like, do you want me to paint it as a bucky caster? Yeah, do that. So what would a bucky caster be? I was like, I just kind of like, whatever you want to do, but kind of green maybe. She just ignored that and just did her own thing, but it looks pure amazing. And as soon as I saw it, but after she'd done like the first pass at it, it was like, I'm not going to sell that. I'm keeping that. It looks fucking great. And then it just puts like, oh, I've only just started like that, but it looks fucking amazing. Stop. But I mean, it did. It just got more and more amazing, and now it's a strat. Now it looks fucking brilliant. So I think I don't know. I wasn't sure. I'm taking the wee red base over anyway. So when I say I'm saying goodbye to wee red base, it'll not be red anymore. I'm not getting rid of the base though. I don't know. It's like one of those things that the way she was talking about it, being an artist, it's like maybe I consider myself a bit of an artist as well. Now after she's like, but yeah, it's like got to have the impetus to do it, and it's like that's like me when I'm building the stupid guitars. It's like the desire to see it at the end and see what to do something to express myself is the reason why I like doing it. It's not so much fun modding other people's guitars or doing other stuff. It's doing stuff that's new and I find interesting. It's where the real drive comes from. So, well, I've stripped the bass down. I've got it hanging on a piece of wood in the back of the car. And if I'm just gonna say, look, I don't want to say, here, paint this for me. It's like, do you want to? If you don't want to, it's totally fine. I love the wee red bass as it is. But just on the off chance that you want to do it, I think she was like, because of, I mean, she bought me a curry. We just got a curry for doing her thing. I don't need any money or anything, but I think it was a sort of part payment thing. But I think I quite fancy selling the Strat. I haven't seen it since it's. Well, I've seen it, but it was dry. Well, now it's dry. I left it there for a week when I were over last week, thinking because if to give it a proper chance to dry, because if I had it here, I would have hardware on it that night. And it'd be covered in fingerprints and stuff because I wouldn't be able to help myself. So I might do the same with the wee red bass. But I think she kind of wanted me to sell it. Like, you sell it and get a few £100 for it, a couple £100. Because these are works of art. No, it's not like it's not like me painting it, which is like this is proper arty shit. And then I'm now going to sit and wonder. It's a solid wood body. Maybe a Squire, something like that. Do I put expensive stuff on it and sell it? Or do I put the Squire stuff back on it and sell it? Or do I something in between? And it's a wee bit of a... I've not decided yet what I'm going to do with it. I think I would... I said I'm going to keep it, and she could see her kind of going... She liked the idea of me selling it and getting a few £100 for it. And then, therefore, while I was building her shed, she painted that. And then sort of basically got... Like, you can have a few £100 for doing that. Which I get, I totally understand. It was the same girl that did the West Tone Thunder bass. But it kind of looks. I do like that as well. That was my second choice of going in with this. I'm taking this in this week into the blues band, and if I get invited back, I might take that in next week. Yeah, 25 minutes for a 5-minute video. Rocking. Catch you later.